thoughts now on some of the Republican elites who call themselves conservatives. They're trying to sell the nonsense that they're upset because the party's presumptive presidential nominee is Donald Trump, who is somehow insufficiently conservative in the lofty view of the establishment types. Failed nominee Mitt Romney, a liberal Republican by any standard, hates Trump. He's been meeting with Weekly Standard editor Bill Kristol recently about the possibility of are you ready for this, an independent bid? Neoconservative Kristol and liberal Republican Romney. Now there is a combination pushing for a third-party candidate, and they're pushing hard, claiming they want to vote for a conservative. Yet, you know, Kristol didn't squeal for even a moment about Bush, McCain, or Romney. None of them truly conservative in the classic sense. To the larger issue, the Republican establishment doesn't have much to brag about in the way of accomplishments, as they claim to be the arbiters of conservatism. What in the world have they done to advance the Republican brand in recent years? About as close to nothing as you can get, despite controlling both houses of our government. The Republican Party wouldn't even control the House or Senate without the inspiration and spirit of the Tea Party movement. And what have they done since? Not much. The Trump movement almost certainly presages what will be a wave election in November, an anti-establishment wave, and result. Most Americans hold the Republican-controlled Congress right now in contempt. Only 17% approve of the job Congress is doing. House Republicans have voted more than 60 times to repeal all or parts of Obamacare, 16 votes for the Senate. Yet the president's signature law remains in place because he wouldn't sign those Republican bills, and there is no GOP alternative. In 2011, Mr. Obama and Boehner gave us the Deficit Reduction Supercommittee. You remember the disastrous sequester. And last year, Congress voted to give Mr. Obama fast-track trade authority. Read that. The Republicans gave it to him, despite 40 consecutive years of trade deficits. There's nothing conservative about Congress trying to relinquish its constitutional power and responsibility to an already imperial White House. GOP congressional leaders have nothing to brag about and much to answer for. None more full of himself than the new speaker who led the passage of that omnibus spending bill that gave President Obama everything his little heart desired. Donald Trump, for his part, trying to distance the party from faux, phony conservatives who've done almost nothing for the middle class and working men and women and their families in this country in years. The Republican elites have had far too much influence for far too long.
I have millions of people that voted for me because I have strong borders, because I want strong trade. I have to stay true to my principles also. And I'm a conservative, but don't forget, this is called the Republican Party. It's not called the Conservative Party. You know, there are conservative parties. This is called the Republican Party.
As Mr. Trump reminds us, it is the Republican Party, and it took the most wildly popular primary candidate in history to wrest it from the tired, entrenched establishment. The elites who've done too much harm to our great economy and our citizens for too long. It's time to make America great again. What an expression. Now, the quotation of the evening, this one from Rand Paul, who said, quote, "The great and abiding lesson of American history, particularly the Cold War, is that the engine of capitalism, the individual, is mightier than any collective." We're coming right back. Stay with us. Much more is straight ahead.